Welcome back to True University. Again, my name is Stephen Vaughn with Always About People, and you've made it to session 3 in the course Owning Mindsets. And today we're going to be talking about just that. In our session today, it's going to be on the power of owning mindsets. And we've taken this journey. Session 1 was around understanding mindsets, generational mindsets. And then session 2 was around recognizing and bridging the generational mindsets. And today, we're going to step into the power of owning those mindsets. So as you know, you entered into True Homes. It's a fixed point of entry. You may have started in the startup phase or the scale up phase or the maintenance phase, but you've entered into it at a certain point of True Homes' legacy, and that is fixed. But as the company adapts, as the company grows, as the company continues down the growth journey, then our generational mindset also needs to shift. And that's what's not fixed. As you grow, as the organization grows, these gaps need to be filled, and people need to own the outcome, own the generational mindsets needed to sustain True Homes. Here's a fun visual that just represents what I was talking about, but this entry point fixed, but what you can control is the mindset and that perspective of leadership around this growth mindset. Let's talk a little bit about growth mindset, this growth-oriented mindset. And it's important because the ownership and innovation can bridge generational gaps. Again, if we were stuck on the strategies that the founders of True Homes had, some may still work, but most likely they all don't work. And you have to start bridging those gaps. Someone has to be innovative and risk-taking and stepping into what is needed now to move us to where we need to go. Thinking beyond those immediate tasks. Again, as an organization continues to grow, it's easy to get tactical, especially if you're coming in as a third generation and you are given a lot more resources and tools to use, and you can get complacent in that. But we need to be challenging ourselves to think bigger and look at the bigger picture of impact continually. And one way to do that is to have a curiosity of learning that's ongoing, and you can learn from your past experiences and understand the future trends that are ahead of you at True Homes. But be curious in learning. That is that growth oriented mindset. Now, it shows that cultures with a growth mindset are 34% more likely to be committed to their roles and demonstrate higher performance levels. Speaks for itself, right? So what patterns that you might have or might be holding you back, such as resistance to change, complacency, or having a narrow focus? Maybe it's that emotional pressure of not wanting to let someone down, and it can be suffocating. What are those patterns that might be holding you back in your leadership that you need to recognize? Man, I need to take on a different level of generational mindset going into this new season to be who I need to be for True Homes. So these are some challenging questions. What are you too comfortable at? Where are you too comfortable? What are some opportunities that allow you to learn new things? Are you looking for it? Are you looking for those opportunities of when you go into work every day? What are things that I can learn today that's going to make us better, that's going to make me a better leader, that's going to make us a better company? What are those things that you have to be intentional about it? This ownership of mindset is an intentionality. What obstacles can become opportunities to make it better, whatever it is? Is it a system? Is it a process? Is it a project? What are the things that you can look for that are obstacles, but you can look at it in a different lens, a different perspective, as an opportunity? And then how personal is your purpose? Have you thought about that lately? Like, do your values align to the values of True Homes? Do your values represent and show up every day in the work you do? How personal is your purpose and the role that you play? Those are important, reflective questions that I would challenge you to be thinking of. How are you comfortable? What opportunities are there to learn? What obstacles can be opportunities? And then how personal is your purpose at True Homes and the role you play? Where do you see yourself in 3 years? These are questions, especially this time of year. It's important to understand and be reflecting on, where do you see the vision of your role in this organization? And what mindset shift do you need to have happen? Are you sitting back complacent, or are you leaning in, trying to own a mindset that's needed for your role, for the team around you, and the leadership of True Homes? So owning this mindset, I challenge you to look and break it down very granularly to what is one behavior that you can work on to support a growth-oriented mindset? Just one. Just think about it. What's one thing that you can start building rhythms in that will help you to start to adopt a growth-oriented mindset? Because I love this in bold, but you probably don't think about this on the daily, but your mindset influences the entire organization. It's so important. It plays a role in how the outcome of True Homes looks. And that's the power that you have in the position that you hold. I want to read this quote to you. It's by Steve Jobs of Apple. I'm going to read it out. I don't want to paraphrase it because it's just powerful, but talking about owning an outcome or owning a mindset, he says, here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius, because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. I think that's so powerful, because it's empowering a growth mindset, a generational mindset of owning the outcome. And we have an opportunity to do that in the roles that we play every single day. He wasn't just taking this ownership for himself. He was pushing it out for everyone else to adopt. And that's one thing that I think is so powerful. And the opportunity that lies at True Homes is this opportunity to own the outcome in this whatever mindset, generational mindset that you need to adopt moving forward, to leave an imprint and to build on the legacy that is True Homes. So think about these generational mindsets. They thrive when individuals take ownership of their roles and adopt with courage, curiosity, learning, and commitment needed to move forward. It's not about the stage that you entered. It's about how you find yourself and the mindset that you choose to take on today and the role that you play. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed owning mindsets.